Yeah, man. I go by the name of DJ Koss. I'm from Belgium. Yeah, I remember with movies like Ghostbusters or Ninja Turtles and all that when I was young. And it was funny because I never realized it, but I was like fascinated by the breakdance, the hip hop from the 80s with Run DMC, this kind of guy. But this was unconscious, I was like, just, man, this is ill. And when I grow up, I start slowly to be conscious about it and discover some mixtapes, some groups, and fall in love with things like Gangstar and Legendary Group. And yeah, this was like, okay, like a trauma, like a shock. I was like, okay, there's a family right there. Yeah, it was before internet, because when I was like, I think 14 or something, I buy my own turntables, my first Technics, and with a mixer, with a Vestax mixer, and I directly start to buy records. And I remember that store was Lefto. Lefto is a very famous DJ in Belgium, and the store was like Music Mania. And I go there to take my underground records, in the beginning. And I think that the first EP that I buy was Ira Science and Babu. This was a yellow EP. This was Ira Science's versus, oh man, I can't remember. But yeah, I always want to make it the most purest form and the simple form as possible. So I just took the MPC 2000 XL to keep the noise of the vinyl when I sample, and I want to keep that setup. This means one mixer, one turntable, and one MPC to take the rough material and start to mix it and then separate all the chops on the pads. And I feel like when I sample some music from back in the days, like the 60s or 70s, I feel like I'm playing with the ancestors, with all the guys who did the music that we love and that we listen to it. So I feel like, okay, I'm in a personal connection and thing with the musicians. I was a fan, first of all. This means that I go to the shows. I think like you did and like you're still doing it. I really love to talk to the people and meet them in real, to get this connection, this human feeling that, to me, in the hip hop culture, the human side is very important, because this create the dynamic. This creates, some ideas, some projects and everything. So I always like to go to the shows and meet the artists, take little pictures as a fan and everything. And I was like, okay, there is some guys that I feel more comfortable with or something, and I feel that something can happen. And about AG, for example, it was in 2005 in Ghent in Belgium. And I remember talking with him before the show. This was with DITC, with the whole crew. Rock Radar was still alive. And it was like a memory point inside me, like, okay, maybe one day I want to talk to this guy again and try to see if something is possible. I keep that in my mind, this show in 2005 with AG. And one day I come and I talk with him. This was, I think, on Facebook and long time ago, maybe 2008. So it was like almost 10 years ago. And I just sent him a beat and I said, okay, I want to collaborate with you on this song. He said, okay, the beat is tight, let's do it. I was like, okay. Then when we did the song, it was like, okay, let's do an EP. An EP? Man, I never think about it before. Okay, let's do an EP. But this was exciting, and at the same time a little bit like, am I ready for it? Did I got enough beat skills to send it to A? And I said, okay, this was like a challenge, and I said, okay, I take the challenge. Let's do it. But this starts with A. That's why he is important to me in my personal way. This is like a timeless feeling, and I think I'm maybe unconsciously I'm searching for that moment, you know. And this is not happening all the time, but sometimes you got the right samples. You chop it up maybe in a dirty way, but this fits. And the guy is just maybe at a point of his life where he can rap above this kind of beat. And you have to find a kind of balance. It's not easy, but you have to follow your intuition, you know. Find a good balance and try to be at the right place at the right time. Send the right beat with the right person. And try to find this, you know, timeless moment, if I can say this, to make your just your own history, but to just be a part of it. To me, it's just the beginning of what I want to do. First of all, I feel that I want to contribute to the hip hop culture and all that, because I still have the feeling that I'm a fan, of course, but I want to go through it and create my own thing. You know, for example, for the next project, I want to work on a kind of soundtrack, and the dynamic change totally. You know, this is different. You have like pictures of or some scenes, and you have to inspire yourself from a different material to create something who fits with. But actually, it's totally different. I just take, you know, inspiration or something who comes. I propose to an MC to come over it, and we make it happen. But to answer to your question, I think "Born to Live" is a good answer. I mean, you know, just be what you are and do the right thing, but not trying to be someone else or trying to do like. I think this is not a solution to say, okay, I will do boom bap for life, or I will do trap music for life, or I will. You never know. You know, everything changes all the time with the people that you meet, with everything. So I think that, yeah, just be yourself is the message. You know.